everyone. My name is Thomas Howell. I'm here conducting interviews on behalf of New Line Cage Fighting. Today, I'm interviewing Brandon Rimmel. He has an upcoming bout, I think February 14th.
Correct.
And today, we are going to be discussing that bout and some other things involving him. So, I guess to start out, do you want to tell us maybe about what the about who your opponent is and what I can't think of the word for it, what promotion it's for because it's not for New Line. So
Yeah, so the fight is going to be for Made Men Promotions. This will be my third fight with them. The guy I'll be fighting, his name is KD Young. He's out of CMA over there in Ohio. He trains out of the same camp as the last guy I fought, Isaiah Bertleff. Um, I know he's a pretty good striker, so I've been really working on my striking, trying to prepare for that. I know that this is, I think, the third time now that they've tried to match us up. So, if it wasn't now, it was going to be later. So we figured might as well get it out of the way now.
yeah. Do y'all have a history, or is it just like you guys have seen each other compete and you want to test each other, or is it something else?
Actually, no history at all. It's just I have matchmakers that find the fights for me, and actually for the November card for New Line, I'm pretty sure we were supposed to be lined up for that fight, and then I was asked to if I wanted to fight him in December. I turned it down just because of holiday foods and whatnot. And then I got asked again to if I wanted to fight him here in February, and of course took the fight.
Yeah, yeah, always that'll be great. I'll try to check that out online. Do they do live streams and stuff of their fights?
Yeah. There'll be. I'll have the pay per view info up on my Instagram and Facebook, so you can check it out there.
Alrighty, I'll check it out and get to watch you. So like you and I have talked a little bit over Facebook and stuff, but like we don't know each other completely the best on a personal level. So like how did you end up getting into fighting and MMA? Has it been something you've done your whole life?
So it's something I've been a fan of my whole life. Whenever I was younger, I wrestled, and that kind of was an introduction into combat sports. And then after high school, if you don't go to college to wrestle, well, there's really nothing else to do unless you get into doing jujitsu or boxing or kickboxing, some kind of type of martial art. So I'm 28 now. I took a break from it all. I went, worked, had two kids. I have a fiance now. We've been together since we were in high school. Um, and, now that I got my life together, I started training a few years ago and just haven't looked back ever since, man. Just, like I said, been a big fan of the sport my whole life. Always knew I wanted to do some kind of combat sports. And now that I'm doing it, just gonna keep going till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I understand that too. I'm set to debut in May. I'm not going to say against who yet.
Whenever you get in there and get a feel for it, you find out real quick if you like it or not.
Yeah. I never did anything like as far as sanctioned or nothing, but me and my buddies grew up sparring and like bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that. So like, I think I like it, but the thing that kind of worries me just a little bit is the crowd. I think that might make me just a little bit anxious, but I've been cornering for a while and it seems like the more I go out there, the more I get used to the crowd. So maybe by then I'll be more used to it.
Yeah, your first time under the lights is a little bit different, you know what I mean? But like I said, me wrestling growing up, that helps me a lot. I know what it's like having a big crowd out there watching you, so that helped me a lot. But I know a lot of people, it does get to them, especially whenever you're on the receiving end of some boos and they're not cheering for you. It can get
Yeah.
out of your head.
So I checked out. I think this is correct. Your record is what, 2-0 now? Am I wrong about that?
Nope, 2-0, correct.
Okay, so do you want to maybe go into your previous matches, like how they ended and maybe who your opponents were?
Yeah. So my first fight was I might be getting his last name wrong. Tim Yonts. He was a guy out of I want to say I fought him here in Morgantown, but I want to say he was from Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Um, it was my first fight. His first round, I ended it taking him to the ground, got some nice ground and pound. Second round, picked up right where I left off, and got the TKO. in I think 38 seconds into the round. And then my second fight was against Isaiah Bertleff. Like I said, he trains out of the same gym that KD does. Um, it was 3 rounds of just me taking him down and holding him there, just beating the hell out of him. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, he was tough though. Don't get me wrong. He was very hard to keep down, and yeah, he knew his stuff. But at the end of the day, my grappling prevailed.
So you consider yourself like a well-rounded fighter. If you have to stand up and strike, you can. If you have to take it to the ground and grapple, you can.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, the wrestler in me likes to come out every once in a while. I like to take people down to the ground. I'd say probably what I prefer to do, but don't get me wrong, I can kickbox.
Yeah. Do you have like a crew or a specific gym you train with?
Yeah, I train out of Black Cat MMA. They're actually, if you watch any of the made men fights, they're usually on one of the corner posts.
Yeah.
Um, And yeah, we got a great group of guys out there, awesome coaches. I also do a little bit of jujitsu up at Waynesburg, the EQT
Yeah.
route there. Also, awesome group of guys. Everywhere I train, man, I got awesome training partners. That's the one thing I think that will show how far you'll go is how good your training partners are. If you got a good group of guys around you that everybody's motivating you, everybody wants to get better, that's how you'll get better. So,
Yeah.
that's one of the best things I can say, man. I'm just surrounded by great people.
That always helps if you have people that believe in you. It bleeds off into you and makes you believe in yourself. And I fully believe in the power of manifestation too. So if you can believe in yourself and believe that you are a winner, then I believe in my heart that that mixed with training and dedication is enough to win championships. But it's just all a matter of if people have the heart to continue dedicating, even after if you take a loss or not. Because I mean, it's always a chance you go in there and lose.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of it is how you handle that loss too. A lot of people take their first loss and then they don't want to do the sport anymore. It's supposed to be learning from that loss, especially here in amateurs. None of it really is that big of a deal if you ask me. And once you go pro, I understand your record matters a little bit more, but as an amateur, I think it's all just getting the experience in. Always testing yourself, and that's the main thing. Just always wanting to test yourself.
Yeah. I haven't really, I haven't been familiar with made men promotions much. Just I've stuck to New Line myself. It's not that I have anything against anyone else, but now that I've spoke to you, that kind of gives me a link to look into them and stuff. I always like to find more people to interview that like to fight. Like uh, I don't really want to venture out like into other sports and stuff, but I would love to venture out and meet new fighters from other promotions too, and learn how other promotions operate. Like, um, I know that Doghouse collabs with New Line sometimes, but other than that, I'm not even really familiar with any because I just now got into this whole community last year. But
Right.
I would love to actually sit down and watch and see what the promotion that you're going to be in is like too. It'll be my first experience seeing them.
Yeah, like I said, Made Men's been really good to me so far. They got a good guy that owns it all. Real good matchmaking. Everybody's real fair about the fights. You're not going to get matched if you're 3-0. You're not going to go against somebody that's debuting. If you got some good experience under you, they're not just going to give you somebody that's going to be a layup. So that's one good thing I can say about them. Uh, and then as for New Line, I was trying to get on that last November card. I just like I couldn't get matched up with KD. I think he had something going on, but regardless, it is what it is. We're matched up now.
Yeah. Do you see yourself fighting for New Line in the future, or do you plan to stick to the Made Men promotion?
I'll probably fight for New Line in the future. Like I said, I'm not stuck to just one promotion. I'm uh, willing to go all around to fight, wherever they want to send me.
Yeah. This next question is a little bit off topic, but it's just something that I'm kind of wondering personally. You said that you started training before you had a family, right?
Doing wrestling and stuff, yes.
Do you feel like having a family motivated you to fight more, or do you feel like you were worried about the possibility of injury? Because personally, I feel like it would motivate you to get out and fight more.
Yeah, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? On one end, I love that my girls, got a few daughters, are able to look up and see that their dad is doing something that he loves, and then I'm also, doing well at it. But on that same note, it is a fear of, I have not just my kids, I have parents, friends, a whole bunch of family that watches everything, and I don't want to get knocked out, of course,
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of fear, but at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love, and I think no matter what happens, everybody uh, can be proud of that.
Yeah, there's risks to me. People tell me that they're afraid of the risks for me whenever I debut, but you have a risk of getting hurt just driving to work in the morning. You can slip and fall getting out of bed and break your neck. Like anything's possible at any time. I don't think that fear should be what dictates what you do, you know?
Yeah, I mean, basically, at the end of the day, it comes down to up to you: is the risk worth the reward? And for me, I mean, when you're in there and winning, getting your hand raised, having everybody cheering you on, all your, and your family back home is watching it. It's a great feeling.
After this fight, where would you say your plans going forward are? Do you plan on trying to get any championships? Do you plan on fighting in any tournaments? Do you want to go like I don't know, UFC or like anything like that?
So future, I mean, everybody wants a title. You know what I mean? I think if I win this fight, I'll be 3-0. I think I put myself in pretty good contention to maybe get a title eliminator fight my next time out. But yeah, I mean, everybody wants to win some titles. As for the UFC, it's high aspirations. You know what I mean? If I were to get the call, of course I'd take it. I think
Yeah.
that's just off exposure alone. But I'm perfectly fine with being the most known unknown.
Yeah. I always sit and think about like I'll try to dream big even if it's unrealistic because at the worst you're setting high goals for yourself and at the best you may surprise yourself. That's my own personal thinking. My goal for myself, honestly, for my fight is to just go in and not get knocked out in the first round because I have no experience. I want to make it to the second round, man. That's my honest goal for myself.
Right. Yeah, get in there and just work your stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I always try to think that I'm outworking who I'm fighting. You know what I mean? In camp and fight camp, whenever I'm training, that's one of my biggest motivators. Is just I'm working harder than who I'm fighting. That's one of
Yeah.
the constant mindsets.
What what do you say drives you to fight? Like are you pushing to better yourself? Are you just trying to become a better, stronger person? Or would you say it's something else?
I would say all of the above, man. I think that ever since I started doing fighting and just training in general, man, I think it's so great for mental health. Anybody, if you have like pent up aggression, anything, it's a great way for a release. I mean, we're not there trying to hurt each other or nothing like that, but it's just a great way to get that out, and it's great for your body. You're training, you're getting your cardio up. That's also a plus. And I also want to be the best I can be. And it's something that I love to do. And training is the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah. Do you have people that come up to you and recognize you ever out in public, like, hey, you're that guy that fights, right? Does that ever happen to you?
I haven't been recognized, I'd say, from a fighting standpoint, but I have some cauliflower ear, and I
Yeah.
have just been, at the register, and that been pointed out. It's like, hey, man, what do you do? Wrestle or something? I see your ears are all messed up, So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. You just having cauliflower ear. Everybody, it's a giveaway that I'm a grappler.
Yeah. People see that. If I see somebody out with cauliflower ear, I'll probably just try to stay out of their way, man.
Yeah, it's one of those silent tells. You see some cauliflower ear, that dude knows something.
Yeah. People out like in small towns and stuff like that, if you have out the fight flyers and stuff like that, word usually travels pretty quick too. So it's like it's possible to gain exposure just through small fights. People sometimes it feels like they discredit the smaller promotions, but like that's how you gain exposure to get into the bigger ones, really.
Oh yeah, I mean, see, I print off posters, hand them out to everybody that I can, try hanging them up everywhere. Uh, that EQT Rec Center that I said that I train at, do a little bit of jujitsu. I also teach a striking class there. It's a self defense class, and I've been handed out posters of them, and then had people buy the pay per view that I didn't know. But other than that, I'd say that's the most like exposure of people that I didn't know.
Yeah. So for that class, if you want to, after the interview is over, you can send me details about like exactly when, where, and addresses and stuff like that and pricing if you want. And at the end of the video, I can plug like a picture of it and stuff to help you get advertisement for that out too. So I don't know if that would help, but it might.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Appreciate that.
I like to like if I do interviews with people, I try to plug like whatever they want me to because I usually plug my own advertisement in it too. So if there's anything else before I finish editing it that you want put in it, just send it to me and I can put it in. It can be anything. I don't care what it is.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Man, I appreciate that.
Um, do you have any further topics that you can think of right off the top of your head that you would like to discuss before we kind of get into closing the interview up?
Uh, Man, no, not really. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just really excited to go out there and show everybody what I can do. I've been working my ass off in the gym, trying to get ready for this fight, and I'm really excited to show everybody what I've been brewing up.
Yeah, it'll be cool for me to get to see your fight because this will be my first experience with you. So it'll be exciting to get to see what you're capable of as well. I know your record's 2-0, so just to me that's impressive in and of itself. Um, do you have anyone like coaches, friends, family that you want to shout out or anything like that, or any other future opponents that you would like to maybe challenge to a upcoming bout?
I definitely have a few shout outs. I'd love to shout out all my coaches out at Black Hat. That's Josh Fowler, Ethan Hayes, Chase Stafford, and Denzel Chapman. All those guys are amazing. Without them, man, I would not be who I am. Also, I want to shout out to Alex Schaefer. He's my jujitsu coach out at the EQT Rec Center. Shout out to all my training partners because, like I said, without them, I also wouldn't be who I am. And then I also want to give a shout out to my woman. I mean, with she's my biggest supporter, always in my corner. I like to call her my fight manager. You know what I mean? She's the one that helped me start my new Instagram page. I just started for all my MMA and fighting stuff. So like she's always in my corner, trying to motivate me to be better. And without her, I don't think I'd be maybe even doing this interview.
Yeah. It's always good to have people in your corner for sure.
Yeah.
All righty. I guess unless you have any concluding statements, I'm going to go ahead and finish the interview. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I mean, shout out Black Cat. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's the best gym in not only the Morgantown area, but if you ask me, the best gym in West Virginia all alone. So,
I
like
like that.
shout out to them. If you're ever in the area, make sure you stop in. We're up at the Morgantown Mall.
I'll put uh, I'll put a picture or something like I said, linking where it's at as well.
Yeah,
Uh, all righty. Thank you for the interview. I'll have it uploaded as quickly as possible. And like I said, just let me know if you want to add anything to it.
awesome. Yeah, cool, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And whenever you're done, just send me the link.
All righty, I will. Thank you so much for being with me.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.